Adam. We're like showcase everywhere, trying to show the world, show the country how to do a peaceful transition. Why was it so important to leave the rough and tumble campaign in the campaign and showcase that governing is about standing next to someone you may not agree with, but kind of moving the ball forward?
Well, because every aspect of governing is about bringing people together where you may not agree, building coalitions around ideas or goals, and sometimes you even may disagree about how to actually achieve that goal. And I think in Virginia, we recognize that we have an opportunity and a responsibility to continue to set a positive example for the rest of the country. And we take some of our traditions very seriously, and they're of great value. And so when we're through with the election, it is customary, appropriate, and frankly, a really, I think, positive example for the rest of the Commonwealth for the outgoing governor to welcome the incoming governor. And to have just a very human conversation about what is the responsibility of this office, what has been the outgoing governor's experiences, and it was a really lovely lunch. And in fact, he's welcomed me back to talk about different issues of policies to make sure that we're doing a kind of a warm handoff. There's a lot happening in Virginia, kind of outside of what happens in concert with the General Assembly, some of the economic development projects and the like that. Frankly, we're the only state in the country that has a one-term governor, and it's important that people know that, if they've engaged with Virginia, they might be bringing business or investment to Virginia, that when we invariably have that change every 4 years, that there will be some level of continuity.
Can you share a little bit about how you're thinking about the first 100 days in office? I know you've made some appointments, but what can you point to as something that you feel like is a day one achievement that you can get off the books in your first day in the governor's mansion?
So importantly, we are building out the transition right now, making appointments and planning for the first day and then the first 100 days, and in particular our time with the General Assembly during session. And so we'll be rolling out next week the affordability agenda and very specific bills that in housing, healthcare, energy, and childcare will have an impact on the lives of Virginians. And so, day one, in addition to the legislation that we'll be pursuing, I'll be moving on some executive orders related to affordability. But even at this moment, as I'm interviewing cabinet secretaries and agency heads, the topic of affordability, of not just affordability for the people of Virginia, but frankly, how it is that we as a Commonwealth can save money or make sure that we are spending the taxpayer dollars wisely, that notion of affordability, that prioritization, is part and parcel of even the way incoming secretaries and agency heads are looking at their job.
A couple of Trump questions for you, if you're ready for that. Look, Politico had an interview with Trump that